Welcome back everyone. So today we're just going to do a bit of a how to catch fish in the estuary during winter. So it's absolutely freezing cold today, but yeah, we'll give it a shot anyway. Oh, got him. So one of the biggest things I've learned while fishing winter, that went nowhere near where I wanted, is you should try and, so in summer, sort of my go-to strategies, you know, fishing those like deep gullies with lots of sand for flatty and things, and you know, flatty, tailor, salmon, things like that. In winter, you sort of want to target more of a rocky outcrop like this. And I think the rationale behind that is the rocks absorb a bit of the heat through the day, and then sort of through the night and through the next day sort of slowly release that heat into the water. Alright guys, so we've hooked onto something here. So this was just that retrieve I was talking about before. So we just had this vibe, flicking along the rocks here, and just that slow lift up, and then leave it for 10 seconds and that slow lift up. This actually feels, ooh, good size flatty. So there you go. So you can catch flatty in winter. It's just a lot harder to do, and you've got to really sort of work it slow. Alrighty, that's a good size. Definitely caught smaller. Oh, spat the hook. What do you reckon, people at home? I reckon maybe 50, 55, something around there. So yeah, so we caught that today. Hopefully he doesn't put this through my finger. Nope, it's a bit hard to get it out. Here we go. There we go. Oh, no. It's the only downside of vibes though. Hook everything. So that's what we caught it on today. So just a little 75mm pearl shrimp with a bit of crab scent on it, and just that slow lift, let it sink back down, slit, slow lift, let it sink back down. Alrighty, let's give this guy a measure. What do we reckon? I'm guessing something in the 50s. Oh, 50. Smack on. Oh, hang on. Oh, 49.9. Oh, no, maybe 50. Yeah, there's a little bit of curve there. Caught 50. Alright. Nice. Whoa. Nice fish. Look at that. Yep. Beautiful tail, freezing cold. Like the fish is cold to the touch. There we go. Nice winter flatty. Beautiful. Alright, I'm gonna have to re-rig that because that braid's scuffed, but there you go. So it can be done. You can catch fish in winter. It's just oh, hang on. Yeah. It can be done, it's just it's not easy. But yeah, you just gotta slow everything right down, use tons of scent, and just yeah, work it slow. That's the way to do it. There we go. You'll probably notice, oh, not so much anymore now that I've trimmed it, but long leader is a good way to go as well. The fish spook much easier, much easier in winter. So you want to go long leader, you want to go light leader if you can. If you're fishing the rocks, like I know some bream fishers out there who'll whack on like 4-pound braid with like, you know, 10 feet of leader. Probably don't need to go that far, especially if you are fishing right up against the rocks. I'll find that I'll sort of up my braid just in case I get a bit scuffed up from that. Because the last thing you want to do is, you know, hook onto a mullet and then lose it because you're fishing too light. Jeez, I'm hitting everything with my boat today. So yeah, today I think we've got 12-pound leader and about 6 foot or so of it. Well, it was about 6 foot or so of it. And yeah, just small profiles, fishing slow, and fishing just wherever there's warmth. I think that's the main thing. Just, you know, just like us, when it's a freezing cold day, you want to find somewhere warm. Fish are exactly the same. Perfect. See if there's a bream sitting right off that pylon. Another key thing as well, like in winter, like in summer, pretty much everything goes off, but particularly like your flathead and things like that. In winter, the flathead come down like 90%, but the bream come down about 50%. So if you just want to catch, you know, just catch a feed or just catch something, it might be worth to sort of spec into fishing for different species as well than you usually target. Just once you sort of, you know, get a feel for the system, sort of feel what's going on, and then you can go back to targeting your usual things just with a bit more enlightened approach. Oh, little tap. It was very tiny. I'm guessing probably like a 10-centimeter bream or something. Very tiny. Oh, got him. Haha. That's a bit bigger. Oh, hello. I think this is a decent sized bream. So there you go. Oh no, I dropped it. I dropped it. Ah, oh, terrible. What are you doing, Max? Terrible. Well, there you go. So you can catch them in winter. You just gotta try a lot harder. It is a lot harder. But once you figure it out, it gets easier. So there you go. So that time we hooked that fish on a little prawn kick. So there you go. So different approaches have produced different species. Oh geez, that's deep there. The slow lift produced that flatty, and that little prawn kick then just produced the bream. But yeah, it's definitely way to do it in winter. You want your small profiles. You want something with not too crazy action. Like, you don't want rattles and shakes and it blowing up on the water surface, because it's not what the bait are doing. You know, the bait are just sort of lazily lolloping around because it's so bloody cold they don't want to move. And you know, can't really blame them for that. It's freezing bloody cold. It was forget what the forecast was this morning. I think it was like 2 degrees. Feels like -6 or something. Like it was proper cold. But yeah, so you can catch them when it's freezing cold. It's just, you know, it is just a lot more. Oh, come on, that was a good bite. That was a decent sized fish. Come on, mate, come on. So yeah, see, even then, like, wasn't. Oh, maybe it's not as big as I thought it was. Even then, like, just completely dead sticking this bait, like just sitting it there, barely moving it, and it's getting taps. And this is a vibe, so its whole thing is moving in vibrations. So yeah, and that's why scents are so important, because the majority of your fish you will catch just while you're sort of sitting there like this, looking off into the distance, and then your reel will just start going. And if you don't have scent on, you're going to reduce that by a huge factor, I've found. But yeah, that's the way you want to do it. Alright, and it was the same story again with this one. I think we're doing the slow lift, and it was just sitting on the ground, and I felt a bang, and here we are. Let's see what we've got. I'm suspecting a bream by the way it's fighting. Or maybe a flatty. Definitely don't think we're looking at a mulloway. Oh, I saw a flash of silver. Yeah, it's a flatty. Oh, not a nicely hooked one, mind you, but flatty nonetheless. He might... Oh, he dropped him. I was going to say he might be dinner, but I guess not. Yeah, so there you go. Consistent. But like, between casts, you want to be changing it up until something works. So like, for example, this morning, like I started off with a prawn kick, didn't work. So the next cast I did a slow lift with a 10-second gap, didn't work. So then I switched up to a 15-second gap. Then I went back to the prawn kick with a 15-second gap. And then finally, when I went back to the slow lift with a 10-second gap, that's what caught me fish. And then that has been consistently catching since then. So yeah, not there's no one retrieve that fits all for winter. You definitely need to between the prawn kick and the slow lift, you got it pretty well covered. But you just got to keep switching up between those actions, switching up the pauses between when you do the action, and sooner or later something will whack it and pick it up. Yeah, just done that change of the tide too. We've been fishing for mulloway and we got one bite, and I suspect it was a greedy bream, and that's been... Oh, hello, we're on again. Well, this has got a bit of weight to it, or maybe not. Oh no, it's decent. Oh, no, I don't know, I can't tell. Just in case it's a bad hookup though, I'm going to fish this really light. What are you? Definitely a flatty. I reckon it's a keeper. Oh, there you go, it's a better hookup. Hello. That might even be better than the first one. So yeah, so just once again, 12-pound leader on the Shimano neck save, I think, on the Shimano reel, and just that slow lift. Oh, steady on, lad. Just that slow lift seems to be producing nicely on the flatties there. I fished this spot for about half an hour and got one bite. Oh, okay, steady on, mate. You're not making this easy for yourself, are you? Yeah, fished this spot for about half an hour and got one bite. And then we've just started to see that little... there we go. Just started to see that little bit of flow come back into the system, and now the flatties have picked up. We've got 2 fish and 2 casts, which isn't bad. Oh, that water is freezing. There we go. It's bigger than the first one. Just over 50. Alrighty, I think that one's going to be dinner. Another little pro tip when you are fishing at winter and you want to catch yourself some food, because the water is so ridiculously cold, it actually preserves the fish really nicely. So he will go in there. Yeah, you put a bit of water in there and it gets all the yeah, it just keeps it, because it's so cold, they keep fresh for a lot longer. So there you go, there's one upside to fishing in winter. Yeah, no, it's definitely worth doing. It is harder to do, but you will catch, your flatties will be bigger on average. You'll catch some pretty awesome bream. Like, your mulloway will be pretty sweet as well. Like, it's worth trying. Like, I'm not going to lie to you and be like, oh yeah, it's as good as summer, but it is definitely something that's worth trying. And like I said, like, my biggest bream, yes, my biggest bream, my biggest flatty, and my biggest mulloway were all caught in winter. So it's definitely worth a shot. And yeah, so for those of you who are wondering what we've been catching on today, this is it. It's called the pearl shrimp. Oh, hit a rock. It's called the pearl shrimp. Pearl perch works great as well. All those smarky rods work well. And we're just fishing the 75mm profile. And yeah, it works great. It catches, it's caught, that vibe in particular has caught me bass, bream, tailor, flatty, mulloway, salmon, what else, estuary perch. The only thing it hasn't caught is a whiting, but I've got it on good authority from other fishermen that it does catch whitings. So if you don't know, like if you ever just sort of drift and looking for a good spot, this vibe is absolutely the way to go. I mean, it's got no eyes and it's still catching fish. How good do you get? But yes, it is a bit more expensive, but there really is nothing else like it. I think it's about 20 bucks per lure. It's fairly rarely we lose one as well. Like this one's going on its sixth session so far. I just took the eyes out myself because I bought one that had bad eyes and it wasn't catching anything. I thought, huh, that's a bit odd. So then I took the eyes out and it started catching fish. So if you buy one of these and it's got the full black eye, that's good. If it's got anything else, it's probably worth taking the eyes off. But yes, so winter fishing, it's doable. It takes a bit of practice, but you definitely do get you won't get the numbers you get in summer, but you'll get a much nicer quality fish. Your average fish size will be much larger, at least in my experience. Alright, we'll give the spot one or two more casts while it's still producing flatty, just so we can catch some dinner for my girlfriend, and then we'll move over to some of the rocks and try and target some bream and mulloway. Alright, let's see what we can produce. So again, the strategy here, I'm just fishing for a few flatty. So we've got the warmth of the rocks there with a few bits of bait hanging around them. And we're just fishing this sort of deeper channel that runs along here, just for the flathead. If I was fishing bream and stuff, I'd try and be like casting pretty much onto the rocks and then working it from there. Because we are targeting what we're targeting, just yeah, still content to go into that slightly deeper water and just sort of work it back. And yeah, oh, there's a hit. Go on, mate. Wonder what that was. Who knows? Give it a lift. No, didn't whack it. Okay. Yeah, it's a good way to fish as well, like this. And you've got a little bit of flow because you can cover a lot more ground without, you know, turning on your engine and spooking everything and doing all that. It's a very efficient way to catch fish. You just got to remember, when you are resetting the drift, don't gun it up through where you've just been. There's a lot of snags here. Don't gun it up where you've just. Don't gun it up where you've just been fishing, because yeah, you will spook all the fish, and then you'll find that they just start biting right when you get back to where you need to reset. You definitely want to go out and around, because yeah, otherwise you are looking at quite a wait before the fish sort of switch back on. I wonder if I fish a prawn kick, if I'll hook up to some bream. Give it a shot, eh? See what happens. Well, unfortunately we snagged up and we lost our vibe there. So we're going to switch it up and fish a plastic. So what we've got here is the motor oil, I believe. I think it's motor oil. It might be midnight oil, but the motor oil, just 2-inch grub, I'm guessing. So yeah, we're going to fish that. And so same sort of thing with the vibe. So we don't know what retriever's going to work yet. Oh, that didn't sound good. So we'll cast in and we'll go for a slow lift, wind down, wait 10 seconds, slow lift, wind down, and we'll do a few casts like that. If it doesn't produce, we'll switch up to a double flick, and then wait like 10-15 seconds. If that doesn't produce, we'll switch it up, and we'll just keep changing it until it works for us. Benefit of like a lure like this is if you lose it, it's not really a big deal. Like if you lose something like that, like that's, you know, 20 bucks gone. But if you're fishing something like this, it's like, I don't know, $1, maybe $2 per lure, which is still, you know, it's certainly not nothing, but it's nowhere near as painful as losing a vibe. So yeah, but anyway, we'll give this a fish, and hopefully it works for us. Alright guys, this will probably be the last fish for the day. Oh, better turn my music off. And we just, whoa, I think this is a good bream. All we did, oh yep. Might have been dragged down a little bit too much there. All we did was chuck on a slightly darker coloured grub. No, EP. Put on a darker grub, and all we did was just cast onto the rock and worked it just down off the rock, and he whacked it. Jeez, it's nearly eating the plastic. I'm taking it off the jig head. There you go. So there you go. Look at that, cracked him right in the nose. What a beauty. What an absolute beauty. Look at that eye as well. These EPs have got huge eyes on them. There you go. Yeah, and quite literally all we did was just cast actually onto the rock. Oh, I'm gonna fall over. Yeah, cast it onto the rock and worked that red grub just off it. And we got a nice little EP. It's not huge, probably around the 20, 25. Oh, okay, I was way off, 35. But there you go. Nice little EP. Anyway, we'll put him back now. Whoa, out. Beautiful. Alrighty. Nice little fish there. So yes, so just to summarize this video, for those of you who have made it this far, look, he's torn up that plastic, something fierce. So, oh, it is so cold. So in winter, you want to fish smaller, look at my hair, crazy. You want to fish smaller profile stuff, lots of sand, slow it right down, fish up in the rocks or in the shallowest places that are gonna be a bit warmer. More salt in the system is good. If you can go out on like towards the ocean side of things, the more salt you've got in the system, the better. And yeah, just perseverance. The fish are out there, the fish are feeding. It's purely just a matter of finding what they're feeding on, putting it in front of them with the right action, and you'll catch them. Alrighty, thanks for watching. Bye.